As the national left-wing media and the radical Dems continue to push the incredible nonsense, the false narrative of Trump-Russia collusion, yes, they're still pushing that nonsense, maybe we should ask a couple of questions. So let's go. Why is it that no one at the FBI has investigated former FBI Director James Comey or Andrew McCabe for what looks like the conduct of double agents at the FBI? Do those at the FBI also forget it was Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein who is actually the one who called for Comey to be fired? He's got to be a double agent, don't you think? Maybe triple. Why was there no collusion investigation when former President Obama's administration aligned itself with Iran, gifting $150 billion, clearing the way for Iran's nuclear weapon development, the largest state sponsor of terror in the world? A big old kiss from the Obama administration, nuclear style. And who could forget Obama's 2012 meeting with then Russian President Dmitry Medvedev?
This is my last election, basically. Yeah. After my election, I have more flexibility. Yeah. I understand. I transmit this information to Vladimir.
They touched and they understood. Whoa. Why didn't anyone in the FBI start investigating President Obama for collusion? Ignoring his obvious reach out to the Russians. Why did the concerned counterintelligence agents within the FBI not open an investigation into one of Russia's greatest benefactors, namely Secretary of State Hillary Clinton? She was responsible, remember, for that reset of Russia relations. All is forgiven. Let's start anew, she said, maneuvering the sale of a fifth of U.S. uranium assets to Russia, who in turn laundered $150 million into the Clinton Foundation in what became known as the Uranium One scandal. No investigation ensued, and that raises the question, just how many agents within the Department of Justice and the FBI, how many officials colluded with Russia and acting full-time against the interest of the United States? That leads us to our question of the evening. Are any of these suggested possible instances of collusion by the Clintons, President Obama, and their allies and facilitators in the deep state, the Justice Department, and the FBI? How is that any more preposterous than those directed now by the radical Dems and the national left-wing media at the current president of the United States, President Donald J. Trump? We'd like to hear your thoughts. Cast your vote on Twitter @LouDobbs. Joining me now, former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski. Corey, great to have you with us, and I couldn't resist it. I mean, this is such junk journalism. It is such specious nonsense spewed by the Democrats against a sitting president. I couldn't help but have a little fun with the evidence, without filtering, that already exists about Democratic collusion with the Russians. What do you think?
Well, Lou, I'm shocked by this news that the mainstream media is going after Donald Trump for having a conversation with Russia. Look, let's talk about this just for 1 second. The Washington Post did not cover Bezos' divorce, right, with his paramour. They didn't cover that, but they want to make up this story about an investigation
Bezos is
that
getting
the FBI
a divorce?
launched. This is new news, right? Of course, you won't read about it in the Washington Post.
I wonder who will get
it
control of the
Times.
Washington Post, him or his wife. It's a community property state, Washington, right?
Well, I think his wife is going to get all the assets because of, if you've read the text messages, they're pretty outrageous, so you'll see them. But look, Lou, when the investigation was supposedly opened by the FBI, do you know who opened that investigation? One Andy McCabe, who has now been accused of by the IG of lying under oath on 3 separate occasions. He was fired, and who did he turn the investigation over to? One Peter Strzok, who became famous for looking into the Clinton email scandal and whose lover, Lisa Page, had an insurance policy against this president. So we shouldn't be surprised that this potentially happened. What we should be surprised is that there's no one been accountable at the FBI. Not Jim Baker, not Andy McCabe, not Peter Strzok. No one has been arrested from that organization yet, and they should have been perp walked out of there.
Well, as you point out, and as we have here numerous times, not a single person retired, resigned, fired, relocated, transferred, dismissed, has been held accountable for their actions in attacking the President of the United States through the powers of the FBI and the U.S. Justice Department. It's stunning. And
Lou, they moved the guy to the Human Resources Department. The head of the investigation, after he was accused and found guilty of having an affair with his office mate, they moved him to the Human Resources Department. They didn't even fire the guy. This is how bad the leadership at the FBI has been for the last 5 years.
It sounds like the HR department must be, well, really a plum assignment and critically overstaffed at this rate. Corey, good to see you. Come back soon. We'll continue to analyze this incredible false narrative. It's stunning. And not one person standing up in the FBI for this president or the Justice Department.
That's right.
Absolutely
Thank you.
Absurd.